Hello, Genesis Lewison here once again. I know it's been a long time, man. My last video was like, what? A year ago? Or 4 months ago? Either way, it's somewhere in between there. I know, a bit wild. But I had to come back soon enough. I was working on, well, this and some of these projects. Figuring out what I'm going to do, and yeah. So prepare for 95. Well, we already got 15 now, so 80 more to go, I guess. Anyway, today's episode of Disney Characters You May Not Know, DCYMNK, is episode 15, The Great Prince of the Forest. The Great Prince of the Forest is Bambi's father. I know, shocker, but yeah, it's him. The protector of the forest and a supporting character in both the original Bambi movie and the sequel, Bambi 2. Little is known about the Great Prince's early life, except that as a fawn, he went into a glade in the forest and met a young doe. The young doe would grow up to be, yes, Bambi's poor mother. According to the Great Prince, he was much like Bambi when he was just a fawn. As an adult, he is shown to be a highly dignified stag who sometimes treats his son, Bambi, very coldly without even realizing it. That aside, he has opened up to his son and really does greatly care about him. Though he has an intimidating appearance, the Great Prince has a soft heart, as he was seen when he is in the presence of his family. After the death of Bambi's mother, the Great Prince had to appear strong for the sake of his son. But he was depressed by her death, as seen whenever Bambi would mention her. So, his appearances vary. So, in the first Bambi film, the Great Prince is first seen looking at his mate and his newborn son from a distance. Later, when all the creatures are enjoying the meadow, the Great Prince enters, causing everyone to become still in reverence. The Great Prince takes a moment to look at Bambi, who then asks his mother who the stag was. Bambi's mother explains that the stag is greatly respected for his bravery and his wisdom, as well as for living longer than any other deer in the forest. These reasons are why the stag is known as the Great Prince of the Forest. A few moments after, the Great Prince senses a danger and signals for the deer to flee. Great Prince leads a frightened Bambi to his mother. After the death of Bambi's mother, the Great Prince finds Bambi and explains to Bambi what happened to her. He calls for Bambi to come along with him, revealing himself to be Bambi's father. Later, when Bambi is a young adult, the man, the one who killed Bambi's mom, returns to the forest. After an incident with man and his dogs, Bambi is shot. The Great Prince comes to Bambi and orders him to get up. A wildfire has broken out in the forest, and so the Great Prince leads Bambi to a safe area where many other creatures, including Bambi's love Faline, are waiting. The next spring, the Great Prince is seen looking on with Bambi, as Bambi is watching Faline and their newborn twin fawns, Geno and Guri. The father and son share a glance before the Great Prince turns away and walks away, so he can go and leave Bambi to be a prince of the forest. Yeah, pretty deep stuff. The original Bambi film was very impactful, very good film. Bambi 2. Well, you see, the midquel goes into depth into the time period that Bambi spent with his father as a fawn. Though the Great Prince is somewhat reluctant to take on the father role, he takes Bambi to his den after the death of Bambi's mother. He asks Friend Owl to find a doe to be a foster mother to Bambi, but Friend Owl will not be able to find one until springtime, as the harsh winter is making food hard to find. At one point during the winter, the Great Prince allows Bambi to go with his friends to see the groundhog, who is supposed to foretell the end of winter. Bambi falls asleep afterwards, but awakens to hear his mother call him. When the call turns out to be one of the man's tricks, a deer catcher. Yeah, Bambi 2 was real emotional as well, though, again, not all the time. The Great Prince rescues Bambi's, though he scolds Bambi for falling for the trick. The Great Prince then notes that winter will end soon, and then Bambi will be able to have a new mother. Later on, the Great Prince witnesses Bambi make a jump over a large chasm, which impresses him. The Great Prince and Bambi begin to bond after Bambi asks the Great Prince about his duties. One day, when the Great Prince and Bambi are playing, Friend Owl finally brings a doe, Mina, to become Bambi's mother. The Great Prince is shown to regret his decision to pass on his parenting duties, but resolves to do so. Sometime later, the Great Prince arrives to see that Bambi has driven off some of men's dogs, who had been attacking Mina. As the Great Prince goes to Bambi, the cliff that Bambi is on collapses. The Great Prince finds Bambi at the bottom, seemingly dead. He begins to cry. However, Bambi soon awakes, much to the joy of the Great Prince. At the end of the film, the Great Prince takes on a now teenage Bambi on a walk through the forest, showing him a fawn, a glade where the Great Prince and Bambi's mom first met. The prince then reveals that he himself was much like Bambi as a fawn, to the joy of his son. In Who Framed Roger Rabbit, it might surprise you, but yeah, the Great Prince can be spotted in the final scene with all the tunes. Weird though, because why the heck would he be in Toontown? He's a deer. There's man there. Eddie Valiant, anybody? Anyway. The Great Prince of the Forest is the only character whose voice actor, the original voice actor, yes, Patrick Stewart, in the mid-quill, lived when the first film was released. Yes, Patrick Stewart was alive when the original Bambi came out. Interestingly enough, the Great Prince of the Forest is the first character that Patrick Stewart finally voiced after previously turning down so many roles. King Triton, Cogsworth, Jafar, Zazu, Governor Ratcliffe, Zeus, the list goes on. Also in the original book, the Great Prince was called the Old Prince. In nature, a deer sheds its antlers during the winter, but the Great Prince never does. And yeah, that's about it. That's the story of the Great Prince. The man who lost his wife, but eventually gained a son. What else can I say? Well, that's it for Disney Characters You May Not Know, episode 15. Hopefully you enjoyed. If you didn't, hey, there's always next time. Like I do all the time, next episode is going to be about a specific bird. And let me be honest, you're definitely not going to think about him. Not at all. Peace out, Jennies.